Hello, dears, and welcome to Mars Musings of this week. We're finding ourselves in the portal of Samhain, Day of the Dead, Halloween, this crossover from summer, autumn into the winter time. The Celtics really celebrate the start of winter, the start of death. Also, obviously, in the Chinese medicine, we enter this really yin time, this going inwards. And as part of the work that I do, we do a lot around letting go of our ancestry, really honoring them, but also letting go of certain traits, of certain, I would almost say, patterns that we've carried forward. And I feel like this portal is such a beautiful time to be able to work with this, especially when we look at it as women and our relationship to money and what we're carrying forward through generations of women, generations of the stories of women, the stories of how we work, relate, the burning of the witches, and so much more in each culture. It's so important to embrace this. In my Chinese heritage, my mother was the third born daughter, given up for adoption, then taken back because the children and the others were not willing for her to leave. But women were not recognized, like you probably have even heard not so long ago with the one-child policy there, that many were wanting to have boys. And so as a woman, just from that lineage, of a Chinese lineage, you're already born as unfortunate, as they claim it to be a woman. So already that narrative and that story that's been carried through for generations vibrates in us. And then thinking about all the consequences that it means to be a woman. And so with this portal open to our lineage, to honoring our ancestors, I'm going to invite you to find a way to honor your ancestors. If that's through lighting a candle, doing a prayer, going for a walk in nature, whatever resonates with you in your culture and your traditions and your spirituality, and finding a way just to give thanks for you being here today, for your life is given and all the circumstances thanks to them. And then there's also a moment where you can open up to say thanks, and I would like to let go of these traits, these stories, this hardship, maybe the fears, the scarcity that you're carrying forward with you that don't serve you in this day and age anymore. I know we're living through a very difficult time at the moment in the world, with so many wars, just humanity really questioning itself. And I'm inviting us to be strong and steadfast within ourselves to our own stories, our values. And obviously, because I talk a lot around purpose and money and womanhood, and that within yourself, to decide who you want to be as a woman, as a person, who you want to show up as in this world, what stories you want to carry forward with you and what you want to leave behind, and what you want to be able to manifest, to create with your life. And also honoring our ancestors because they've come before us and created this space for us here. And then also leaving behind what doesn't serve you so that you can move forward with your life path, with your chosen gifts that you're here to give. And so I'm inviting you to take this moment from the 31st to the 1st, or any time in between, to either journal about this, to do this ritual, to light a candle, to write to your ancestors, maybe putting a picture up, to give thanks to them for their lives, for that they've given to you. And then also taking a moment to move forward and to say, what do I want to leave behind? What do I want to let go of? How can I move forward in my own way without the old patterns, maybe the old stories that have been tying me back? And I'm inviting us to do this together. If this resonates with you, please send it over to me. I'm loving to hear your insights as you do this. I will, of course, be doing this again. We also just did this in the female investment group for the women to let go of their patterns. I'm going to be inviting this in as well with the women that I'm coaching in the elevation group. So to really open up this global portal, especially for us as women, in this moment where the veil between the living and the dead is the thinnest, and where death is coming in as a season. But death is in terms of also renewal, as in terms of letting go of what doesn't serve us. I always see autumn and winter as a time of shedding, letting go of the leaves, the branches, the things that don't serve us so that we can move forward in a new cycle. And just as the cycle of life, day and night happens, so do the cycles of the seasons, and so do the cycles of the economy. And our whole life works in cyclical ways. That's a reminder I want to bring, because a lot of the work I work with is in a cyclical cycle. But also, as we're going through a harder time now, recessions, interest rates going up, this is another cycle. To really just have that firmness in yourself and the knowingness as we move into the winter that we're moving into another cycle as well with the economy and our lives. So if anyone wants to do this, I'm going to be so grateful to hear from you. Otherwise, I'm wishing you a beautiful, beautiful Samhain, beautiful Halloween, Day of the Dead, All Saints Day, whatever you're celebrating, to really call this energy into your life, to find your strength, who you are as an ancestor, as Ada says. What ancestor do you want to be? And what do you want to leave behind in your lineage and carry forward with your strengths to put that into the world? Here to support, here to celebrate, here to stand together as women in our choices and our values of what we want to show up as. Wishing you beautiful, beautiful celebration. I'll be tuning into prayers and lighting candles, and I hope that you'll join me in this too, to finding your inner space and strength and anchor during these times of truly, really knowing who you are in this moment and making that choice to step forward with your gifts and talents and serving this in the world that is needing it so, so much right now. All my love and care to you and your families, and a beautiful transition